Everyone to another show. Today is Wednesday. I'm happy to say that this has been going on now. I started this doing my watch list on February 1st. I'm happy to say that here we are, June 21st, and still going through hard. Have a couple of updates. If you've never liked, subscribe, don't forget to follow our channel. Today's show is only going to be about 5 to 6 minutes. Just definitely going to tell you that right now. That allows me to do a couple of things. One, I've been going over my watch list, and this is what I currently hold. I'm still big on this. I mean, right now, the Feds, as you know, Powell's talked this morning. And one of the things he talked about is that, and we need to have low interest rates if you're going to be having, if I'm going to have any stocks that's going to be in housing, growth or technology, that's including AI. Right now, one of the other things that just parallel to just Powell talking was Bitcoin actually went back over $30,000 per coin. Now, you guys might say that's not a big deal, but you got to remember that Bitcoin is a little bit different. It actually is a commodity because anybody can mine it. I mean, it can't be created. No more can be created. Anyone can mine it. Where it's a little bit different with the tokens. Now, I'm not a Bitcoin holder. You guys, if you know anything about me, I don't hold any Bitcoin. I'm not knocking anybody, but right now, Bitcoin is expensive. It's been expensive. Period. I just missed that opportunity. It's one of those things that you would just hold and you would actually do it as a capital appreciation and get out. But right now, per Bitcoin is not me because people ask me, Primo, you got any Bitcoin? No, I currently do not have it. I'll tell you again, no, I don't. I'm not spending $30,000 for one coin, a digital print coin. Now, for those who have or have spent way more when it was up at the 40,000s, hey, that's for you guys. But as far as my current watch list, when I'm looking at stocks, if I'm looking at what am I looking at my portfolio? I got a couple of things that I did add. I'm doing research on. I won't go over today. That's one of the reasons I came across these stocks, and I don't have enough information to make an informed decision or to talk about it. But I do want to mention it because if you've been watching my stock watch list every Wednesday, the stock market, just so you know, is moving sideways. Powell basically stated that if you're in the commodities, that's one of the reasons that Bitcoin actually is rising because they expect towards the end of the year. We'll find out if it's true or not, but we have to wait 6 months to find out because we got go to Q3 and Q4. So what's the situation we're looking at right now? Since about February, currently into now June, we've had 4 months. In that 4 months, stocks for the ones that's in the growth sector have actually been moving sideways. You either been seeing a lower lows and lower highs, and then we see some capitulation. And one of the things that took place is uh, Powell spoke today about a 150 base point hike going into Q3, Q4. Well, we see some capitulation. This is why it's so important. And I say it's back to normal for me. Entries are going to be very important. Making, increasing my cash and doing entries is going to be very important for me personally, myself. It's not going to be doing anything else, especially into for the sector that I choose to be in. I think if you're going, when I first got into the stock market, I was just all over, all over, all over. But it's been years now. So my position is always going to be the same, and that is looking at positions in industries that I'm comfortable with. I'm a growth sector guy. I'm in tech, growth sector. Um, that's really where I'm going to be. Other than that, I'll be in some type of commodities as well. But overall, I'm a growth guy. Some of the legacy stocks are too expensive right now. You could look at Apple if you like. You could look at Microsoft. You could look at those. We did see some capitulation in Taiwan and the semiconductors because most U.S. investors know if China takes over Taiwan, you might as well kiss any stock you have at that particular time. And there's been a lot of things going on right on that coast between China, Taiwan, and the Golan Straits. So, you have those situations. You got to ask yourself: do I want to be exposed to war where I can see a tremendous break? Now, some of those times when these companies have took a hit, and I can understand, but for me, if I'm going to do it, I wouldn't even have 0.5% of my portfolio in those type of assets. Plus, it's still so expensive. I mean, to be honest with you as well. So let me just quickly just go over my current stock watch list since I'm not going to have a long video today and then I'll tell you about two new positions that I'm looking at, or two new stocks, not necessarily positions that I'm looking at. And these positions are going to be interesting. So here's a current stock watch list that has kind of changed. There's been 3 companies that got removed off the list. DraftKings, then had DraftKings that got moved off early on off the list. It hit its mark. That was one that hit its mark. There was two other ones, but you guys got to go back and watch those videos and to see. Look at the stock watch list from February 1st up to now. You'll see. But here it is currently. I'm still on my stock watch list long, and anything that has to do with tourism. Again, so you got Norwegian Cruise Line, you got Carnival Cruises. I do have one South Korean company, CPNG, Copan. Being that I do have children, Roblox. I still hold that stock in the watch list. That's RBLX. JetBlue, one of the airlines. Still have that one, constantly getting new contracts. And I also have an AI stock, which is BBAI. I have Beyond Meats. Beyond Meats got beat up so bad. I mean, it's almost like, I just got to just look at it, just have that on my watch list. See if anything changes over the next 24 months because it did get beat up since it went public. And that's BYND. And then I also have Bumble, BMBL, which is a woman's version of Match.com, which is ran by still Albie. Jessica Albie is still in that company. And those are my current stock watch list. So that's what I currently have. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, I have two new stocks I'll be evaluating to decide whether or not I want to add them to my watch list. One is called Sportsman Warehouse Holding Inc. Now, during COVID, this stock was very interesting because it went up between $10 to $16. And then we've seen a capitulation post-COVID because, again, this is retail. Retail, when it comes to the four seasons, you have your four seasons. You have your current season, you're at one, you're at two, and you're at three, and at four goods. 3 and 4, you're going to see some tremendously discounts on those merchandise because that's already several seasons behind. I mean, almost going into a whole nother year. And that's when you start seeing those anywhere between 40 to 70% off on the discount racks at the major boutiques. Now, that stock symbol is SPWH. Again, that is Sportsman's Warehouse Holding. I am going to be doing an evaluation on next Wednesday. I'm going to go over a little deep dive, but it did pop during COVID, and it's right around the prices it was post COVID. That's 2018, 29 prices currently. And another one is called DQ, which is Don Quay New Energy Corp. This is an energy company, energy play itself, Chinese energy company at that. As you know, China got rid of doing all of its Bitcoin mining. They banned that. So they went back to actual coal. Now you guys may say, "Hey, I'm going to be, energy and going clean." Well, let me just explain to you. Some of the largest nations, including India, and China, and emerging markets, and some even in Central America. I mean, you do have El Salvador that went Bitcoin as a whole country. I understand that. But let me just point out something here. Some of the larger population, which is China and India, they're not doing clean energy. They're doing straight coal. And because of that, the infrastructure itself, they will have to wipe out almost 3/4 of the population to even do clean energy, to be honest with you. So that's not going to happen. I understand that you have many different groups of powerful people who want to do a reduction in population, and some of the tactics they already have employed took place in 2019 through 2022, and even currently now. If another plague that's man-made comes out, then they're going to continue to do that to reduce the population. Japan has a older population than a younger population. They have more older people and less babies being born. So Japan definitely needs to open up their borders and ship by every means possible people that's trying to infiltrate the U.S. Y'all need to go to Japan because they need babies. And if they need babies, they need you. I'm gonna tell you that right now because they are not having kids over in Japan, and they need that factor. So if you are a person that's an immigrant, you're trying to get across the border, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Find the first fishing vessel going to Japan because they are not going to deport you. They need people right now. With that being said, just want to point out this. What I have seen, even in some of the positions that I've taken, is that the market is moving sideways. What does that mean? Since February, some of the opportunities that was available. Now, I've had some opportunities that was better, but let me just point this out. From February 1st, when I started building my watch list, 3 positions are no longer on the watch list. They hit their mark. I took them off. Now, there may be some capitulation, but one of them was DraftKings. Go figure out what the other 2 were. But they did hit the mark. They made it. They made their mark. Now, here's the other thing that I would tell you is that during the course of these last 4 months, I have had the pleasure of increasing my average and reducing my average. What does that mean? The market's going sideways. I got caught in FOMO. I'll be honest with you. I didn't get caught bad. I didn't get caught bad at all, but I did get caught in FOMO. I actually have acquired a position that was literally a about 80 cents lower, and then I actually added into that position. It was on an ascending, actually an ascending pattern, which was getting me higher highs and lower lows. And I went out and I was trying to get my average and make sure I keep everything at a group of 100. I made a mistake and ended up, it didn't acquired 99 shares, and in the process of not getting that 100, I ended up getting. I actually I don't even know why. It only the market only it was moving fast. I didn't actually try to buy 100 shares. I actually tried to buy 100. So I didn't intentionally not try to buy 100. I actually did buy 100. And what took place was that I had it on the market closed, and it only acquired 50 shares. When it acquired 50s, I still had that 50 up there and I had a GTC. And the process of that, it actually acquired 40 the next day. So now I got 90. And then I just went out and said, you know what, I'm just going to buy 10 shares. And then the market kept going up. And I said, I'm just trying to get to 100. I made that mistake. Fundamental. Now, today, the market closed, and I ended up paying 80 cents more than I should have. And all of that took place because I didn't follow my rules. Now, that happens. I'm being honest. That happens. When that does happen, you have to make sure that you follow your rules. So it's going to always be important that you don't want to be increasing your average. I was already in a situation where I was trying to actually have a higher average. And the last thing I want to do is be buying shares. So to see an 80-cent swing in the stock and seeing that, I got emotional, I didn't follow the fundamentals, and I acquired an additional, and I got 9. I got one more share to buy before, and again, that's the mistake that I made. So just wanted to be honest, just want to be accountable and want to point that out. But when that process takes place, you got to admit to it. Not admitting to it means you'll find yourself getting punished later. And that's exactly what I'm dealing with now. So I'm openly confessing that. My current watch list remain the same. Got 2 new ones. I'll do a deep dive coming up next Wednesday. Gives me this week to kind of do my big research on it. I found it, kind of set it to the side as I was working on a few other things for some of the things that have to be done at the company, as well as some of the clients. But I just wanted to go over again my watch list. I watched 3 stocks come off the watch list, and they hit their mark. And then when they hit their mark, they hit their mark in a way that it was time to remove them. Now they can rescind. I'll go back and I've added stocks back to the watch list again. And in the process of going through this whole thing has been now from February 1st until now, you got 4 months that I've been doing this watch list. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see as I go through December. I'll keep this going all the way through December. I'm not, because December is going to be the end of the year. So it's not like I'm going to run it from February to February, because if you are either an institutional trader or an individual retail trader, if you are individual, you actually trade on a 12-month basis. So it's calendar year. If you are institution, you can actually swing in between. You can run from February to February, but I'm going to run on a calendar year. So with that being said, just wanted to tell everybody, don't forget to like, subscribe. We have additional videos going out on this past Monday. I got a couple of shows I recorded for the Business Monday. So you'll see those shows start to get listed. It won't be live. It's just with the clients currently going on, it'll be difficult for me to do live. But if you have a business or you are a retail trader, you definitely want to tune in on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm going to get back to a regular schedule. I like to do it in the evenings. Being that it's the summertime and the kids being out of school, it's a challenge to do the show in the evenings like I would like. But I'm going to definitely get back to the evenings doing those shows, because I know that's when a lot of you guys are home. You're looking for those. You're looking to see, hey, I know if you look at the disclaimer, don't buy any stocks that I buy. These are my current watches. Do your own due diligence. But at the same time, in the evening, it's a little bit easier. A lot more people get a chance to watch the show, interact, and make comments. So the show wouldn't be long today, because I just wanted to point out that, one, the current stock watch list is the same. 3 came off over the last 4 months. And two new stocks I'm looking at, SPWH and DQ. One is energy and one is clothing. It's Sportsman's Warehouse Holdings. It's actually, goods, consumer goods. So I'm gonna be looking forward. I'm trying to find some stocks that stay in that range. I don't really like. I mean, I could have a lot of stocks I could review and add to my watch list, but I'm not gonna add any stocks to take anywhere between 10,000 or above per share. I'm just not interested in having that conversation. Not in a bear market, and we are currently still in a bear market, and Powell's going to be hiking rates. Definitely make sure whatever stocks you choose in industries you like to follow, that you do your research in so you know. Because if interest rates need to be low, 150 basis points will bring the price down, and you don't want to be buying into, especially me, I don't want to be buying into anything that they're going to be reducing. With that being said, I'm going to be checking out today on the show. I got some things I need to accomplish and do, but I don't want to miss that opportunity to talk to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Our next goal is hitting that milestone of 150,000 followers. Each chance that we get to interact with you and you begin to follow our show, I definitely appreciate it. It allows us to hit to that goal. And don't forget to check out the new merch. Talk to you guys later.